Alright, so what I wanted to do today was take a moment to talk about the whole leaks topic in general, not just in regards to Resident Evil 4 or 9, but in general, just within the community at the moment. Basically, I briefly mentioned it in the video I posted yesterday, but I'm talking more so about the fact that it seems to be a bit kind of, not, I would say oversaturated, where there seems to be kind of a new leak every week. Every other week, it rotates between Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 9, and everyone posts videos about it. And some of it is believable, where some of it is more, it's probably a wishlist more than anything else. And I kind of want to talk about it in general, and kind of how I feel about it at the moment. I do want to say that the videos I do make talking about them, I do tend to pick the ones where I see the information and I'm like, okay, that's plausible. I don't like to there is a few out there where it's just so far out there in terms of possibility that I don't even want to mention it. But I do like to cover the leaks where there seems like there's a possibility of it being a thing. And I always say in those videos, this isn't stuff that's 100% confirmed. I would always say wait until you know for sure. Don't take anything as a 100% fact. And there are videos out there where people aren't saying that, and people are making it come across that what's been leaked is like for real, like that is actually a thing, and it's come from a reliable source, when really it's just some rando on 4chan posting what he thinks will be in the game and then saying it's a leak. So in terms of the people posting the kind of leaks to these certain websites, whether it's Reddit, whether it's Twitter, whether it's 4chan. By the way, 4chan of all three, don't trust it at all. Anything I've seen that's come from 4chan first, I've tended to ignore it. I don't even go on that website myself. So there's a possibility that some of the stuff I've said has come from there as well. But in terms of the people posting it and the people kind of getting it out there, it could literally just be them reeling off what they want to see, reeling off legitimate leaks that we don't know are real, or them just doing it for the clout and for the attention. It could be either of those options, really. If it is for the clout, that's kind of sad, and I will get more into that in a little bit. But another thing with these lists of leaks, like there always seems to be like the same key points on each one, either reworded or kind of completely reworded, just so it sounds different enough that it's a new one rather than it being something completely new. Just for an example, the whole Mendez being a pursuer type has appeared in almost every single one, and while it's most likely the case, literally due to the trailer they showed us where he's kind of acting like a pursuer type enemy would, it's always there. That isn't a leak. Like, I think from the trailer, kind of obvious that that's the case, and it makes more sense than anyone else in the game being that pursuer type. So that's not really a leak, it's probably something that's basically confirmed. But yeah, that's kind of like the point with the lists and where they come from and the sources and stuff like that. In terms of actually new information, I'll throw this out there now, you're probably looking at September, October kind of time. I think that's around the time Tokyo Games Fest is usually around, and I have no doubt that there'll be information about Resident Evil 4 Remake closer to that time, if not probably January or something like that, because they'll probably want to show more of it, new trailers, new gameplay, and probably a demo release, possibly, a couple months before release. So we're still going to see some official stuff, but I would say until that happens, anything you see online, anything that comes from anywhere, do not believe it. And if someone in a video says it's 100% definitely a thing, again, I wouldn't really believe them until you've seen it yourself. Even with me, like I like to make the point in my videos when I talk about this information that it's not 100% guaranteed. It's probably not real. Take it with a pinch of salt and stuff like that. I say that basically every time, but that's me basically saying don't believe what I'm saying, because it could be that it isn't the case and it could be fake leaks. But you're right to believe whatever you want to. But I always make it clear that it isn't official information, so it's not fact. So moving on to the kind of YouTube side of it and the video side of it. So I'm not going to call anyone out. I'm not going to name names. To be honest, I don't see as much as I'm making out I do, but there are channels out there, there are videos out there where they're solely that type of video, where they post about every single leak, every single day, kind of repeat themselves over and over again. Don't really give a source to where they're getting the information from. Some of them do, give them credit, some of them do. But again, that whole kind of, clear that it's not a real official thing is missing. And I know it's probably self-explanatory. If it's a leak, it might not even be true, but you gotta enforce that. You know, you can't just say this is 100% coming to the game, this is new information is leaked, and stuff like that. Like, you can say that, but you have to kind of say, keep in mind, it could change, it might not even be in the game, just make people aware of that. Because at the end of the day, if you say it in the wrong way, if you say it as a fact, if you say it as this is coming in the game, and then when the game comes out, and you've kind of built that audience, and the game comes out, and anything you said through these leaks isn't there, they're going to say, you know, why did you say that this is from a reliable source? Why did you say this is in the game when it isn't? You know, you've got to make it 100% clear that you don't know if it's in the game or not. Like, it's a leak, quote unquote leak, and you know, it could be fake, it could be nothing, it could be something, but you don't actually know. But again, there are channels out there that do kind of clarify that, you know, this is a leak, this is potentially not real, it could be, but it isn't. And there are some out there that don't do that. Also, the fact that some channels consistently post it every single day, that kind of leans me towards the fact that they know that that kind of video, that kind of information gets views. And I'm not saying it's exclusively the reason, but it's a formula that works. Like, I even see it on my videos. When I make videos about the information, when I make videos about these so-called leaks, they get views, okay? I also do other things outside of that. Like, I throw them in there when they are like fresh, I throw them in there when it's worth talking about, but between that, you know, I kind of do my own stuff on the side, but these other channels don't do that. They are exclusively talking about leaks, kind of repeating themselves over and over again, and then whenever anything even remotely new, however small it may be, make a video on it. And to me, that just doesn't sit right. Like, I get it, I get the reporting of it, I do it to everyone else I've kind of spoke to in regards to the videos, and people who make the videos that I'm kind of friendly with make them every now and again when it's relevant, when it's new, not consistently every single day. Same layout, same information, just in different ways. That's kind of dodgy to me. I mean, I'm not saying stop. If it works for you and it's what you're building an audience on, fair enough, go for it. But again, to how I feel about it, and a few people I've spoken to about it who make Resident Evil content as well, it's kind of a weird way of going about it. And the channels I'm kind of in talks with, like who I talk to every now and again, they don't post consistent videos about the leaks and the information. They do their own thing, and when it's relevant, they'll post it. And to be honest, I think the main reason behind it being so prominent right now is because of what the game is, okay? Resident Evil 4 Remake is a big deal, and it's no doubt that it's a big deal, okay? The game, when it came out originally, was not only one of the most popular in the series, but it was one of the most popular games of its time with anyone. Like, it really started something off, and there's a lot of pressure and a lot of eyes on the remake. Even if you aren't like a hardcore Resident Evil fan who plays every single release and covers everything, Resident Evil 4 is so well known by a lot of people that there's a lot of eyes on it, okay? So making those videos, consistently talking about Resident Evil 4 is a good way to get that kind of that clout and that attention and stuff like that. Do I believe in it? No, that's not how I would do it. Again, only when it's relevant, only when it's fresh, and only if it's believable. But again, there's a lot of eyes on Resident Evil 4. I'm excited for it, do not get me wrong. Is it my favourite of the series? Absolutely not. It's in the top 3, that's for sure. No, top 4, sorry, that's for sure. But, you know, in terms of Resident Evil 9, that's a whole different ball game. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 90% sure that anything that comes out about that game is probably fake. Like, I think the primary focus right now is Resident Evil 4. The Village DLC is also on its way. They've got Reverse coming out officially now, which I don't know if they'll support it or not, but it's there. Resident Evil 9, you're probably looking at 2024 until that game even comes out. So you've got like another good, you know, probably year and a half, 2 years away from that now. So anything that comes out about that is most likely not real at all. Again, when it's there, I'll post it. I already have made a video about Resident Evil 9 information that's supposedly come out, but until that game's closer, I would really kind of suggest that anything you see about that game right now is probably not real at all. But yeah, that's basically going to be it. I think with covering leaks and talking about leaks, it's a whole big thing at the moment. I'm hoping it dies down. I don't think it will. The closer we get to the launch, the more information that will most likely leak anyway. and you know it'll keep coming out. People will still make videos about it then, and then even when 4 is out, the primary focus for those leak videos are going to be Resident Evil 9. So it's a whole thing, but I do kind of want to make a video about it at the moment. I know it was a bit of a ramble, and hopefully it made sense, and that's kind of where I sit on the whole situation at the moment. If you agree or disagree with anything I've said, do obviously let me know. But it's just a whole thing at the moment. It's massively popular, kind of everywhere at the moment. It's kind of annoying as well in a sense. But that is it. Thank you all for coming by. Remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more Resident Evil content, and I'll catch you all in the next one.